Welcome to another edition of Wildcat Sports Update. I'm your host, Jim Boyle, and I'm pleased to have in the studio with me today the three senior captains of our girls field hockey team. Joining me in studio today, we have Kaylin, we have Rita, and we have Celia. Okay, so let's just start off real quick. Why don't you introduce yourselves and what positions you play and how long you played field hockey. Kaylin?
So I'm a senior and I'm a midfielder, and I've played field hockey for 7 years, so since 7th grade.
Okay, Rita?
My name's Rita. I'm a forward, and I've been playing since middle school.
Okay, and
My name's Celia. I'm a midfielder, and this is my 4th year playing.
okay, I should give their last names because I screwed that up in the beginning. It says Celia Koulis, Rita Roche, and Kaylin St. Jean. So sorry about that. So as captains going into the season, let's start with you, Celia. What were some of the goals that you set for the team starting off the season?
Starting off the season, it was kind of like a new varsity team. We only had 6 returners, I believe, so it was really just everyone trying to click and work as a team as quick as we could, because we knew coming in it was just going to be a little difficult not having the connection, because some of us were split between varsity and JV last year.
Okay, so talk about split. Rita, the makeup of your team, I think it was very senior dominant this year. How'd that
Yes,
work?
we have 13 seniors and 2 juniors,
Okay.
so it's a very senior-oriented
And were
team.
you guys of the number of seniors? Everybody had played together for a long time, or were there any people that came in new?
A few people were on JV last year, and most of the team, I think, was the same as last year, but we also had the 7v7 last year, so it was a different makeup on the field.
Okay, and how did you guys handle the difference between this year and last year with regards to the makeup on the field?
I think that this year it's kind of easier in a way because we have more people on the field besides the 7 from last year.
Okay, the Kaylin just same question for you. You play midfield, correct? So as a midfielder, I assume that means midfield means you play both offense and defense. You're running up and back and forth. With the 7v7 versus the 11v11, is that right? 11-11.
Yeah.
That what was like running last year versus this year?
Last year it was definitely a lot more running up and back, towards the end of the field, because I feel like if someone's if say you miss the ball, you have to recover all the way back, but since there's not as many people, you have to run even faster and harder to get back and into their spot because they're taking over for you. But with 11v11, there's obviously more people, so you're more closer together, which makes it easier to get back.
Okay, plus you had to wear masks last year, so
Yeah.
another added burden. So we'll talk about rules in a minute, but you're a midfielder, so who are your midfield mates on the team?
So normally for midfield, it's me, Celia, and then Sunny. So she used to be a forward, but she moved to mid this year. And then sometimes Amanda Solari will be mid too.
Okay, so you have, how many midfielders play on the 11v11? 3?
Yeah, we have 3 midfielders.
Okay, and how often do you substitute?
It depends. I don't really sub that often. I only sub when I need a sub, because we don't have that many people on the sideline this year because we have a small team. But I would say we normally rotate, so if I need a sub or if there's not a chance for me to get a sub, I'll switch with one of the defense so I can catch a break, and that's normally what happens a lot of the time too.
Good. And Rita, you are a forward, correct?
Yes.
So who are your other forward mates, and what's something unique about forwards on this team?
For forwards, we have me, Nokomis, Ava, Karina. We have Taylor, and then sometimes Emily and Gabby. Is that it?
Okay, so you have a lot of forwards.
Yeah.
So how many players? So if it's 11 on 11, so you have 3 midfielders, 3 forwards, and 4 defensemen. And
There's 4 forwards.
4 forwards.
Yeah.
Okay. And how often are you playing 100% of the game, or are you getting subbed out?
Usually I play the whole game. It really depends, if I need a sub, because we do have limited numbers, so there's not really a chance to get a lot of subbing.
That's good. And have you scored this year? You had
Yes.
one game, I think you scored 5 goals.
Yeah.
Okay? Not to make you blush or anything, but I remember reading that in the paper. They had a big game. That's good. And Celia, I know you play midfield, but because we don't have a defender here, why don't you just give me who the defense players are and your goalie?
Sometimes I play defense, and then we have Allie Foley, sometimes Emily Fothergill, Alyssa Rago, Corinne Flanagan, and then our goalie is Marissa Bryan. And those are usually the defenders, but again, like Kaylin said, sometimes the midfielders and defenders switch if we need a break.
And then goalie, you said, is this her first year, or has she been a longer time goaltender?
Marissa's been a goalie for 4 years.
Okay, so she's the one in all the pads.
Yep.
And all the fun stuff. So as you 3 were elected captains, and the team it's been a pretty successful year. So Celia, what do you see your role as the captain, especially with a team of a lot of senior girls that you've played with?
Definitely, I think one of the biggest roles is trying to keep everyone plugged in. There are just some days where we just want to be there for fun, and then there are some days where we really want to get a lot of work done. So we just got to maintain a balance and keep everyone plugged in because we know we have important games coming up.
Okay, Rita, your role as the captain, how do you see it, and what do you bring to the team?
Since we all practice together, I feel like we really have to keep like the program united, and we have to keep everyone tuned in at practice and just like set the example for the teams.
So you practice the whole, everybody practices together?
Yes, all 3 teams.
So there's 3, the JVA, JVB, and
Yeah.
varsity, okay. And so is that tough to do as a senior playing with freshmen who are maybe just learning the sport?
Sometimes, but we really just like help each other out, and whenever anyone needs help, we just help out with them.
Okay, and then Kayla, you're the short straw because you're the third captain. What do you bring to the team, and are there still bus rides and team dinners and the sort for you guys?
Yeah, so we still have team dinners. We don't have any anymore because everyone already signed up for them. But we take the buses to every away game. There was only one game where we didn't get a bus. And I feel like we just try to get everyone excited about the games and get everyone in the right mindset, just to it's not practice. We need to focus and just try our hardest during every game.
Okay, good. And are the bus rides noisy or quiet?
Most of the time they're very noisy, yeah.
So that comes to, because this is the first group of field hockey players that I've had in studio, and I've done 3 field hockey games as a play-by-play guy who has absolutely no idea what's going on the field. I try to remember the names. So maybe we could give this old man learn some new tricks, what some of the rules are, because I'm really confused about rules when it comes to this sport. I know that it's a very complex sport. So who wants to take the stick and the feet and the checking pieces? We'll give that to you.
I will. So if the ball touches your foot, then it'll be the other team's ball unless you play with it. And so say it touches my foot and then I keep going with it, the whistle will get blown. But if it touches my foot and then the other team gets the ball, it'll get played to their advantage, and then the play will just continue.
And then the stick you can only hit from one side of the stick, is that correct?
Yes, the flat side.
Okay, and how do you learn to play like that? Because that's different than you would think your brain would work.
Yeah, it's just a lot of maneuvering the stick, and we always try to say we have to stay strong stick.
Okay, and then checking, or hockey it's field hockey, but it's hockey. There's no checking.
No.
So you can't hit anybody else,
No.
even if you're angry at them.
No,
Okay.
you can't.
And can you touch the ball with your hand?
No.
No. Okay, good. So let's go, Kaylin. We'll talk about offense, defense, and if they're interchangeable. Are there certain rules or lines you can go forward or backwards if you're offense or defense, or can anybody play anywhere on the field?
So anyone can go anywhere, really. So say the defense has a chance to bring the ball up, they can go as far as they want. I think one of the games, Celia, I think it was last year, Celia took the ball all the way from the defense and got and scored. She got up there and scored. So you can really do anything. I guess we just try to if one person on defense goes up, maybe a midfielder will fall back just in case the ball gets turned over. Someone will be there to try and stop the play from the other team.
And then dangerous plays, because I heard one official, there was one penalty was called through a dangerous play. What is considered a dangerous play?
So a lot of times it's more of a high ball or a high stick. So if someone will drive the ball and it goes up into the air and it's past the knee, and then someone holds their stick up, they'll call that a dangerous play because the stick could hit someone or the ball could hit someone. So that's a lot of the time what it's called for.
So the game is technically played below the knees then?
Yeah.
You're never going to get the ball. You can't put the ball up in the air in soccer. They kick it from 40 yards out. They can put it above the goaltender's head. You have to keep it down low on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay. And then my favorite thing, Celia, and I'll leave this one to you, is this is the first time when I did it. There's penalty corners and penalty corners and penalty shots or something.
Mm-hmm.
What are those, and how's that work?
So penalty corner is when there's an infraction within the circle. The circle is where you have to take a shot from. Otherwise, if you get a goal, it won't count if you're outside the circle. So say we were going to score and we're inside the circle on the opposing team. If we hit it off the other opposing team's feet, or if they stick hack, then it's a corner, and they'll only have 4 defensive players in the net with their goalie while the rest of us can line up on the circle. And there's different plays we can do to try to take shots. They're usually really beneficial in scoring because you're down players for the opposing team and defense-wise. And then the penalty strokes are more advanced. That's if they check you in the circle, like they did to Rita one time. Then Rita or someone on the team we get to pick takes one shot from the stroke line, and it has to be in the air without making a noise. And then it's just one-on-one with the goalie. The goalie will try to save it.
No wonder it's very confusing for the just everyday person. I'm watching the game. You guys are very talented and use the just thinking about having the stick one side or the other to me is enough for my brain to go crazy. But I think we did the game where you got fouled. One other quick thing. I've seen you do this. You can bring your stick as high as you want to hit the ball, and then whack it wherever it goes as long as it stays knee high.
Yeah, we can bring our sticks up, but then if we miss the ball, which happens a lot, we call it whiffing, if there's another opposing player right there, they'll get the call because it's a dangerous stick on us. But if no one's near us, then we can bring the stick as high as we want.
Okay, because that to me that's an exciting thing where you way deep in your defensive end and you whack it goes 50 yards. Do you find it different playing on turf versus grass? I don't know. Do you read a different turf or grass, and who's got a grass field versus turf field?
Very different.
Yeah.
Stoneham has the grass field.
Yeah, is it easier to play on grass or harder?
Not easier.
So if I know Stoneham, they probably don't even cut the grass when we come to town, so you can't even find the ball rolling through the grass. Okay, so that brings us to this year. Mentioned Stoneham. We'll stay with you, Rita. How's the year gone? I think we talked about it was 6, 8, and 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So has it been? I know you won like three in a row, and then tied one, and I know you played Watertown, which is this major league state guy. But how's it gone? The season gone with a slow start and a fast finish?
Yeah, I think we started off with a slow start and we were kind of in like a little funk, but as the season went on, we started to like click together on the field more and work together, and I think that we've really stepped it up as to where we were in the beginning of the year.
Okay, and Celia, how do you relate is it more because you had a gel as a team, or how do you really got really good towards the end of the season? What contributed to that?
I think we gelled as a team. Again, like last year we were split, so there was really only 6 of us returning and the rest were on JV. So it was really like trying to figure out who would work better in positions, because a lot of people switched this year, and then just working together as a whole. I think honestly it clicked one game and then we've just been going from there.
Awesome. And then Kaylin, because it's been a successful season, I know before the show we talked, there's an opportunity to make the playoffs. Is that correct? And how does that look? And how many more games do we have this year after taping?
So we have one more game left, which is tomorrow against Melrose. And we found out today that we're 19th, I think, out of 32. So for the tournament, the top 32 teams make it. So we found out today we're 19th, and if we win on Wednesday, then we have a chance of having a home game in the tournament. So we're really trying to win tomorrow.
And it's Melrose tomorrow?
Yes.
And you played Melrose before. What was the score of that?
We tied 1-1.
Okay. So if you tied, do you get a home game or just a win to get a home game?
I think we have to win to get a home game.
I know the MIA has changed all the playoff stuff, so it's hard to figure and compute it out. So that's really good news. So you play in the Middlesex League, and I know we talked Watertown, who I think had like a 900 game winning streak. So are there any differences you see within the Middlesex League versus big schools and small schools, like playing Reading versus playing Stoneham? Rita, we'll go with you on that one.
I think that the big school teams are more of our competition because they are the higher caliber level, and the small schools we also get to play twice. So the first time we play them around, we don't really get to see what they are, and the second time we play them, we have better understanding of who they are as a team.
Okay, Celia, as competition, who are the top 3 or 4 teams you play each year that have really good programs other than Watertown?
Okay, so other than Watertown, I would definitely say Winchester's a really big one. Lexington, Belmont put up a good fight this year, and Wakefield. Wakefield, I would definitely say, are probably our rivals.
So in the Freedom Division, Watertown's way above, and then Wakefield is technically then a rival going forward. That's good to hear. So what are you looking forward to playoffs? Does it matter who you play, or is there a style of play that teams play, or is basically everybody's playing the same style, Kaylin?
Well, we don't really, the teams we play, so in like the regular season, we play Division II and Division III teams. I think the only teams that are Division III is Watertown and Stoneham that we play. So we don't really get to see like during the season how the teams like that we're going to play in the tournament play. So I feel like we're just going to have to practice really hard and like be as focused as we can to try and like win as many games as we can.
Excellent. So, Rita, was a goal before the season to make the playoffs?
Yes.
Okay, so now that we're on the precipice of it, and we're going to do it. I'm sure. I have confidence you guys are not going on 19th to 32nd, and to get a home game. What now? Now you have to reset your goals. What are the goals going to be getting into once you get into the playoffs? What do you think the goals will be for your team?
I feel like we have to plug in, especially at practice leading up to the tournament, and just leave everything we got out there, because it is 13 of us. We're probably never going to play again, so just make it as far as we can.
Okay, now a question I don't know if you can answer, Celia. What happens if a playoff game ends in a tie?
We're going to go into overtime.
Okay, and that just you play till somebody scores? I'm sorry.
I'm not
It's
sure.
like a shootout.
It's a
I think
shootout,
it's
right?
2 overtimes and then it's like a shootout.
Two
Yeah.
overtimes and a shootout.
And a shootout would be just like a penalty
It
shot?
would be like the strokes, yeah.
Okay. So, and do we have lined up people who can make the penalty strokes?
No.
It's like, no, come on.
We
have to
don't
work
really
on
get
it.
strokes
yeah.
that often.
No, okay.
I
I
don't know,
feel
this
like
year we've
we'll
been-
practice it if we like get to that point at practice where like
Okay.
it could be a possibility. Coach will have
Okay.
us practice
Good.
them.
Top moments of the year for you, Celia, first.
I think our top moments were definitely in the Tewksbury game. It's in like the atmosphere when we feel like it's going to be a good game, and I feel like everyone played to the best that game, and everyone's stick just seemed to be clicking together with the ball. I think we all at least assisted Rita on one of her 5 goals that game, so it was really good for us. It was just bringing the team even closer together.
Okay, and Rita, you can say you scored 5 goals. Your top moment of the season.
Aside from that Tewksbury game, I think that what game? I think it was Lexington. We lost 1-0, but we were just working together that game, and it was working.
Okay, Kaylin, top moment.
I feel like, so the game after Lexington, I forget which team we played, but that's when we started to win like multiple games in a row, and I feel like that's just when we all like really realized that we could actually make the tournament, and we like really clicked as a team.
Oh, that's good. So, Coach Ebert, now you've played for, I think, for 4 years. So, what's it like playing for Coach? What's a practice like, Kaylin?
So normally we start out with passing, or we do shuttles, and then we'll go into working on like corners. So we'll do like different, we have different like plays for corners, so we can like try to mess up the other team's defense. And then we'll do drives, so like all the way across the field, so we can practice those. And then sometimes if it's like a fun practice, we'll scrimmage. It just depends, but normally like the corners, the drives, the passing, that's like our main focus.
And Rita, what does Coach Ebert like game time when it comes to gameplay? How would you describe her as a coach?
She helps us tune in. She always talks to us before a game and just like tells the truth about what we have to do, and is not afraid to tell us like what to do.
And then Celia, one last on her coaching style. You've had her for 4 years, or less. How is she with? Is she with the younger kids, or do we have assistant coaches to do that?
So she's primarily the varsity coach, but she's like the head coach, so she kind of oversees all the teams, but she mainly just focuses with varsity. We do have the JV coach, which is her longtime best friend, Coach Laura, and then we also have the freshman coach who's new this year, Coach Kat. So they all work together, and then they're always there, always for the varsity games.
Right, and I hear that when you have said earlier, you all practice together, so that's a benefit for the younger kids to learn from that. So, as a senior going on, what's the one thing you're going to take away that you've learned from Coach Ebert?
The one thing I'm going to take away is honestly just patience. She has a lot of patience with us, always telling us like what we need to fix, and we need to be patient and like learn to fix these things, and they're not just going to be fixed over time. But if we put in the work, it'll all work out in the end.
Rita, what's one thing you're going to take away?
Well, going into like my freshman year, I really wasn't focused on field hockey a lot because I played soccer all growing up. So my freshman year, I made JV that year, and then got pulled up to varsity through that year. And she really just like taught me and really gave me like what I needed to be successful. And she just taught me everything about the sport.
Okay, and Kaylin, what's one thing you're going to take away?
I would say she really helped me like focus when I needed to be focused. Like she would call me off the field. Even now she still does. Like when she knows I'm not like having a good game, she'll call me off the field and she'll like give me a talk, and then I'm like, okay, I need to focus now. Like I need to like play like how I know how to play. And so I feel like she really helps me like tune in and focus when I need to.
Okay, now you all, like I said, we've talked about, you've all been long-term members of Wilmington Field Hockey. If I'm a father of a fifth grader, fifth grade girl who came up to you and said, "Why should I play field hockey?" Kaylin, what would you tell her?
I would say because like the team and like the atmosphere, like you gain a lot of friends and like you build like a lot of bonds that like you wouldn't if you didn't play on like a team. So I feel like just like the friendships that you'll make are definitely worth playing.
Okay, Rita, same question for you.
I say go for it. I mean, like she said, you really just find like your friends from it. Like going in, I didn't know anyone that played, and then I ended up having like my long-term best friends probably from this team.
It's good. And Celia, you're third in line, so it's going to be tough. You'll find something, I'm sure.
I definitely agree with them. I mean, I got really close to them, so I know they're going to be lifelong best friends. But it's just a different game. It's different than any other sport you'll probably play, and I'm glad I picked it up freshman year because I didn't think I'd like it, but then I ended up being so passionate about the sport that you just want to play it every day.
Okay, and what's the future of the program look like then, Celia? Or are you going to leave it? Are you going to leave a real strong program behind for these?
I definitely think we're going to leave a strong program behind. The JV team has been really doing well this year against all the other JV teams, so I think they're set for a really good future next year.
Okay, that's good. So now we get to the fun part of the program, which is the individual part. We'll ask you some individual questions. We'll start off with Kaylin here on my right. So how you've told us earlier, when did you start playing field hockey, and what got you into playing field hockey?
So I started playing field hockey in 7th grade, and my mom wanted me to play for so long because she played in high school, but I never wanted to because I love soccer so much. And then Sunny actually, she
Sunny Ribeiro?
Yeah, Sunny Ribeiro. She told me I should play because she played, and so I did like the in town rec league games, and I ended up loving it. So I've been playing it ever since 7th grade.
Okay, so give me a teammate, either past or present, that motivated you. Well, you've already mentioned Sunny, so somebody other than Sunny who motivated you, who you learned from or were motivated by through your 4 years.
I would say probably Allie Foley because she's always she's just very outgoing, and you can always go and talk to her, but she also always makes sure you're having a fun time. So I feel like she's just there to she helps you when you need to, but she also will help you when you just need to laugh. So
okay, perfect. And then what's your top moment 4 years of field hockey for Wilmington?
I would say probably my first goal on varsity, which was the beginning of the season against Wakefield. It was a very tough game because, like Celia said earlier, they're our biggest rivals, and I scored the first goal. So I feel like that was just a good moment for me.
Okay, and anybody you want to credit or influences? I know you mentioned your mom who wants you to play, but is there anyone else besides your mom who's influenced you along the way here?
I would say probably Coach Leanne. She just really helps motivate me, and she taught me so much throughout my time during high school field hockey that she taught me lessons that I'll be able to have forever.
Okay, and we asked this question to everybody. A walk-up song. If you're getting ready to play, it's like a baseball question. What music do you want to play on the bus before a game?
Well, we definitely like upbeat music. What do we play? I can't think of a good song right now.
Take You There from Sean Kingston.
Oh yeah, we play that all the time. Take You There from Sean Kingston. That is played every bus ride.
Okay, good. And what are you going to miss the most about this field hockey experience?
Probably just being with everyone every day. We have practice every day, and we have practice on Sundays too. So I feel like just not being with them every day, it's definitely going to be different.
Okay, and future plans for Kaylin?
I'm going to college. I don't know where I'm going yet, but I want to go into health science. I'm not sure what I want to do in the health field yet, but I'm going to major in health science.
Okay, and I want you to look right into the camera right here and give a shout out to anybody that you want.
I want to shout out my mom because she's always been there for me with everything.
Good. Okay, Rita, you're next on the hot seat. So first of all, I know I've done some basketball games. I know the name Rita Roche. So other activities or sports that you do at Wilmington High School?
Yeah, I play basketball. I've been on that team for 3 years, and I'm the captain this season for that. And that's really all I do at high school.
So I got to be careful with the questions I ask because I'm going to have you in again in the winter time. So we'll have to come up with some new ones.
I'll be back.
What a teammate, past or present, influenced you that helped motivate you to get to where you are?
I think a past teammate, the seniors my freshman year, being the only freshman on the team, it was really kind of scary at first because I wasn't really sure of anything and wasn't really strong in my abilities. And I think that they all being the older people, I was just they were leading by example, and I just caught a lot from them.
Okay, and who is your influences, or who do you give credit to other than teammates?
Probably my parents, because they supported me when I wanted to play field hockey instead of soccer, because growing up I was always soccer and never really focused on field hockey.
And then your favorite top moments as a field hockey player?
I don't know.
There's too many to mention.
Yeah, there's too many.
Good.
When
I
you
think-
scored 5 goals.
I love how humble you are with that. I would be bragging to everybody that I scored 5 goals.
Well, I couldn't have done it without all them with
There you
passes right into the circle.
That's awesome. And I didn't ask this to Kaylin, but do you watch your games on, because you do play basketball, do you watch the games on WCTV? And
Yeah.
what do you take from that?
It really just helps me like improve on what I need to. Just watching it and like seeing where you messed up really helps you for like next games and what you need to work on.
Okay, well, back to if we're getting ready to play basketball now, we'll skip feel like what's the song you're going to want to play as they announce Rita Rocha onto the court? What do you want to hear?
I don't know. That's a tough one.
Tough one.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll make it easy one. Who's your like your role model favorite athlete then? In any sport.
I don't know.
Okay, I got to come up with an easy one. But I got you again next in the fall in the
Yeah.
winter time. So
I'll be more prepared then.
we'll prep for that
Yeah,
one.
I'll be more prepared.
Okay, and then is there anyone on any team that you've played who you looked up to that you say, I want to be that type of athlete and that type of student athlete and that type of leader?
For field hockey?
For any sport that you've played, because you play a number of sports.
For field hockey, I think I would say Molly Foley. Our freshman year, she was a senior, and she was just a good leader. And I take a lot from what I learned from what she did on the team, and just brought that to as me being a captain now.
Okay, and what are you going to miss the most about field hockey?
Probably just being together as a team, and like we said, these are like our best friends, and just missing every day being with them.
And what's the future hold for Rita Rocha?
I'm going to college. I don't know where yet. Don't know what I want to do yet.
That's good.
Still undecided.
You're young yet. I think I still don't know what I want to do, and I'm like really old. And I'll give you a chance to look straight into the camera right here and give a shout out to whoever you want.
My mom and dad for supporting me through the years with all my sports.
Okay, good. Celia, you get to finish the program for us. What other activities or sports do you do at Wilmington High School?
I'm on the winter and track, winter track and spring track teams.
So you were a member of the spring track team that you won a championship last year, correct?
Last year,
That's
yeah.
good. And favorite moment field hockey wise from this past 4 years you've played?
Maybe last night, Watertown. I feel like I definitely played my best game with Allie Foley. Us back there, it was really fun because I usually don't get to play with her in the same position.
Okay, and teammate that you've had who has influenced you or in field hockey, who really got you to where you helped get you where you are now?
So she was a senior my freshman year, Emily Gear. She was my big sister, and coming in, I wasn't even going to play field hockey. So meeting her that first captain's practice, and she just opened up to me like we were talking about anything other than field hockey, but I just felt like a relationship to someone who did play, and I think she just made me love the sport.
Okay, and influencers, anybody you want to credit?
Definitely Coach Kat. She was new, I think, our sophomore year, but she definitely worked more with defense, and I was defense at that time, and we just clicked, and I felt really connected to her that she helped me grow and learn the sport even more.
Okay, and what does the future hold for you?
I hope to go to college. I hope to be able to run track. I want to study psychology and then hopefully become an FBI agent.
Okay, quick shout out here as we run out of time. Go for it.
Want to shout out to my mom and dad, definitely the loudest supporters on the bleachers. Thank you guys for everything.
Okay, so I want to thank my guests from field hockey. We had Celia, Rita, and Kaylin. Thank you for coming in, and good luck in the future with the playoff game. And for Wildcat Sports Update, this is Jim Boyle, and we'll see you on down the road.